Hello there, it's Sean, and welcome to Conversational Copywriting. And the short form for this is Convo Copy, just for a better way to refer to this style of copywriting. Convo Copy. It's something I learned in 2018, and during that time, I was figuring my way out as a copywriter because I was put in a position where I could not get out of the house, and the only way for me to create income was to learn how to use my computer and get a skill that I could use to provide a service online. And I discovered that since my command of the English language was pretty okay, I thought I would start with that. I knew I could write, and so I went into copywriting, but it was not as easy as I thought. And after months and months of taking courses and trying to figure this out, I finally acquired decent enough skills to write for a living. And for a period of time, I did earn my income full-time as a copywriter, just working from home. And I would read and read and read and write and write and write and type and type and type and send emails and prospect for clients. And I did the whole thing. And it's been more than 6 years now, and almost 7. And over the years, this skill has been so indispensable, so key for me to generate leads, create attention, start conversations the right way, and eventually closing sales at the end of the whole customer journey. Right at the beginning, I can tell you the ability to use words, okay? And this applies whether you type, whether you write, whether you speak, whether you text. It really doesn't matter. But the main point of creating this conversation is for me to share a really key message, which is how you write matters. How we write matters. Whether it's texting, typing, writing, sending emails, any form of self-expression. And maybe this might be a video for another day. And if you want, let me know in the comments. Even making videos, speaking on videos, even like right now what I'm doing, something that doesn't require me to appear on camera, just my voice, or even showing your face. If you're watching my YouTube videos, you can see sometimes I show my face, sometimes I don't. And as long as you are expressing yourself, the ability to do it consistently, confidently, intentionally, especially using the English language or whatever language that you are confident in, it matters so much. Okay, so this was specially created for you, especially if you sell high ticket offers, whether you sell for yourself or you are a closer, you are a setter yourself or someone else, or you have your own business. As long as you find yourself having the need, or maybe some of you have already been producing written content throughout the week, and sometimes you can do it and sometimes you're like, what do I write today? What do I talk about today? And you experience writer's block, then this training was designed for you. Okay, and if you're thinking, hey Sean, write what exactly? Okay, to be specific, it's copy that we produce on our social media platforms, okay, the big 3 or 4, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram. And I have to say that the one that has really, really worked well for me, even at a point of this recording of this video, is email. Okay, as long as you have a place, you have a platform, and these days every social media app is a platform where as long as you put out stuff, you put out content, you find that people just come to that platform. They come to you just because of the things that you've put out, right? And this voice has to be authentically you. And you're putting out content, you're typing a message, you're sharing your thoughts, you are selling your things, right? With the end goal of saying that anything that I write, I educate, I nurture, I attract. Eventually, my end goal is to enroll my ideal clients so that I can use my skill sets. Like some of you are spiritual coaches, some of you are mindset coaches, some of you teach marketing and sales, some of you are sellers and closers selling for other people, whatever it is. We want to enroll this person into what we have to offer, whether it's a product or service or coaching, so that we can create even more impact. So where does the whole customer journey even begin? It's how we write. Right? So why did I create this? Because I've noticed over the years, I have clients that they have a gift, they have a skill set, they have an ability to impact people so much. But then, these people, they know, like, I have to write. I have to write Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I got all this expertise, spirituality, right? Mental game coaching, human design, or even if you're a setter or closer writing for yourself, you know that at this time and age, if I'm able to consistently put out words out there, even if I don't show my face, even if I don't make a video, if I can write well, first of all, I can show my expertise. I can demonstrate to people, here's who I am. Here's what I can help you with. Here's my superpower. Here's my expertise. I can put it out there, and even when I sleep, people will come to my Instagram. Okay, these are some examples that I prepared. They can come to my Facebook, right? They can come to my YouTube, and they can even come to a landing page that I've created. Okay, I will show you all these examples throughout the rest of this training. And I know that as I am sleeping 24/7, leads will come in. Ideal clients will come in. Conversations will come inbound just because I can write. And then I noticed that for some of these clients, for them it's like, I can't. Because as soon as I open up a document, it's like, what do I write? Right? And what do I talk about? And are people going to read it? And what if it doesn't work? And what if people don't see it? And what if it doesn't resonate? Or what if I say the wrong thing? And so it becomes a complete blank piece of canvas when you know that with your expertise, it could have been easily, like, your expertise, your confidence, your content, your ideas can just be used to fill up pages and pages of static content, and people can look at it and they say, oh, okay, now I know who you are, now I know what you're about, and let me click and see, oh, you are a closer, oh, you are a coach, oh, you have this expertise, right? So this was created to solve this problem of writer's block, of imposter syndrome. Okay, because once you complete today's training, you'll understand a very simple but powerful concept, which is there is a formula. Okay, there is a formula. Why do we write? Like I mentioned earlier, we put ourselves out there, we overcome imposter syndrome, and we get comfortable writing. Every day we just post, and when the thoughts come, we just let it flow and we just put it out there. Okay, and the thing about writing is that when we sort what we already have on the inside, right? You are a coach, or you are a closer, or you have your expertise, you have this skill set. Writing helps us to sort all these things, and we continue to learn, we continue to read, we continue to study. So we put the different parts together, we synthesize them, and now we say, okay, this is what I have to share today. Let me put it out there, right? Let me say it. Let me produce something that can help people. So now we have the consistency. We gain visibility. We gain eyeballs. And this is what's going to create conversations that come to you. And people will just say, hey, you might say that, oh no, I only have so many amount of followers. I only have a few hundred, a few thousand followers. I only have a few hundred, a few thousand subscribers. The thing is, buyers behave differently. You look at the amount of views that I have, it might not be as much as our favorite YouTubers, our favorite influencers, but the way that you produce content attracts a certain type of people. I can tell you, all these people who watch my content, they are business owners, they are closers, they are setters, they are people trying to come online. You know why? It's not so much about the quantity, It's because in a lot of ways, I am writing to myself, as in the old me. So when people consume my stuff, they can easily see themselves along my journey based on the bridges that I've crossed. So based on the bridges that you've crossed, okay, the people that come to you, they will be able to see that, okay, you have crossed these bridges, you have these set of skills, you have a certain substance, and that's your brand, and you are my guy, okay, or you are my girl, or you are the leader that I want to follow. So when you embark on this journey of expressing yourself, don't compare with someone else that has, say, 5 times the amount of followers that you have. Don't compare with someone who has 10 times the experience that you have, because just by you being you, if you just take a moment right now to look at the bridges that you've crossed, to say, I trust in the substance that I have. I trust my voice. Someone who is the 5 years ago version of you, it's the you from 5 years ago. When they look at your stuff, they will easily pick up the energy, the authenticity, and that's your client, that's your follower, that's your prospect. Okay? So the good thing about conversational copy, convo copy, it is designed for us to produce it fast. So my intention for creating this training is not for you to sit down, for hours and hours and hours just to produce one piece of content. Like, I know people who really struggle with this, and when you ask them to type out a few lines, they can really just stare at the blank canvas for hours and days and weeks, and then nothing gets done. Their content doesn't come out, the clients don't come in, the conversations don't happen, and nothing moves. Okay, so this is designed for us to create content fast, to attract a specific type of audience, right, which are your ideal clients, to repel the clients you don't want, to educate and nurture, to pre-qualify, and ultimately bring us more quality sales for our ideal clients. Okay, so the first thing I will address is the convo copy schedule. So the thing about producing content is that it should not become another 9 to 5. A lot of us, we come into the online space, we want to generate leads and conversations and clients and sale. But if creating content becomes another 9 to 5, then it really defeats the purpose of transitioning to the online space, right? So coming into this environment, we have to work smart, because now we are the entrepreneur. And even some of you watching this, you might say, hey, I'm a closer, I'm a seller. Well, guess what? This is your own business. Okay, you are generating leads, right, which are the business owners that you can close for. You are closing business owners to let you write or close or set for them. And in the end, you're showing up, you're delivering a service, but guess what? You are a business. And as business owners, you cannot get stuck inside your own business. You have to work smart. And there's no one that's going to tell you what to do. There's no one that's going to tell you to plan your time well. There's no one, who's going to manage you. You have to be your own boss. You know what I'm saying? So how it works is you have to be really strict and effective with this. Otherwise, you're gonna lose yourself in the new 9 to 5, of having to create content. Okay. So first, on the weekends, choose a time where you have the head space to rest. Okay, where you have 2 hours of silent quality time. Just 2 quality hours. In these 2 hours, you don't touch your phone, you don't check your notification, you don't move around. Okay, train your mind, condition your mind to say, when it's time to do my convo copy, in these 2 hours, I am going to enter the silence and focus. And every 30 minutes, I'm going to demonstrate. We are just going to produce one copy. So by the end of these 2 hours, tell yourself that I will complete 4 pieces of copies. And just because of the momentum, a 5th or 6th one might just, flash into your mind over time, and that's fine. And the thing about writing is that when you're writing in the silence, more and more ideas will arrive. And when that happens, okay, don't analyze it, don't overthink it. Okay, take out your notebook or take out your phone, take out your notepad, take out your notes app, go on Telegram, message yourself, and just like save your prompts. Let's save it fast. Okay, but the end goal is, by the end of these 2 hours, we're going to have 4 pieces of copy. The mindset for a convo copy, and this is really important, okay? A lot of times we don't really have problems with the techniques. When you find that, okay, I have to create content, but I don't dare to do it. I have to create content, but I feel stuck. It's not so much a technique problem. A lot of times it's this fear of what will people think. Oh, my family and friends are on my social media. What are they going to think? My relatives, my parents, or my kids, or whoever are they going to see, right? So you really, really need to get to a point. Like, tell yourself, okay, I have the courage. You want to judge me? I'm taking the time to create my best work. You want to say good things, bad things, like, that is you. That I gotta do what I gotta do. Okay, so close yourself. I love to say, okay, close yourself to say, you want to judge? That's on you. But I gotta put my best stuff out there. When I put all these videos publicly on the internet, I know that people are gonna see. My friends are gonna see. Like, very easy. People can pull out their phone and just search, and they're gonna see. And I know that going public, I'm gonna be judged, and that is okay. Okay. On top of having the courage to be judged, you gotta say that not only that, I'm even gonna go further. I'm going to have the hunger to learn from different writers, different content creators, different business owners, different sellers and closers, and I'm gonna keep improving. And if you judge me and it's like a unconstructive criticism, I'm not gonna care. But if you leave a comment and it actually helps me to improve, I'm gonna be humble enough to say, I will learn from what you said. Okay, and you gotta be aware that for a lot of people, they're not really thinking about you. First of all, what they say is a reflection of themselves, and most of them are just focused on themselves. They don't really have the time to think that, oh, Sean wrote this, right? You wrote this and you said this. At the end of the day, people are just focused on themselves. So when you understand this, it's really liberating to know that you can just be yourself. Okay? And sometimes, especially if you know it's your first or second year getting into this, it's okay that your stuff is not perfect. Okay? Dedicate yourself to keep going. This is a long game. Okay, don't start with all this momentum and one day you write 10, 20 times and then afterwards you burn out. Pace yourself. Just stick to the game plan. Okay, just stick to the game plan and go the distance. And like I said, this whole thing is a business. Okay, so you need a lot of entrepreneurial spirit to say, let me put this out there. Does it work? Okay, let me put this out there. Does it work? Okay? And you test, you review, and you refine. So, the convo copy formula, okay, TALK. TALK, talk. The first one, T, is your tone. Okay, whatever you write, you can have your style, you can use mine, but remind yourself, okay, whatever you write, you read it aloud, okay, and you say, let's say I use this, okay, I write a simple copy here, you read it aloud. Notice that I use slang, right? I skip punctuation. So the way that you write is not going to be the same as how you learned proper grammar in school. Okay, this space has no room for grammar Nazis. You read it aloud and you say, would I say this to a friend over coffee? If you read it and you're like, no, that is too corporate, or that's too professional, or that's too grammatically sound, I will not say it to a friend over coffee, then it is not conversational. Okay, and when you write, okay, address it to one person. Okay, tell yourself I'm writing to one person, and then you just say, then you just type. Okay, don't say everybody listen, or hey everybody, or hey guys. Okay, write to that one person in mind, because a reader is going to feel it, and it's going to say, or she's going to say, oh, you're talking to me, and I feel that you're addressing me. And because of that, when I read your words, I feel that you get me. I feel that you're addressing me. I feel that you understand me. Okay, and finally, you have to give them a call to action, which is what's going to happen after this. Do you want me to visit your website? Do you want me to follow you? Do you want me to send you a DM? Okay, if you have something that you want the reader to do, just talk about it. Okay, so keep it conversational, address one reader, create intimacy, okay, and give relevancy. Let the reader feel seen, heard, and understood. Okay, and give them a path to continue walking. So this is the general formula. Let's go through some examples. Okay, so now I'm going to produce 4 pieces of copy together with you. This is all done in one setting. I have not planned anything. Okay, I have not thought of any hook at all other than these general guidelines, because I want to demonstrate how quickly we can use this formula to produce a convo copy. So let's say I start with this, and I'm in my 2-hour block. Okay, so this will be my hook, this will be my prompt, and let's say I want to write for my affirmations business. Okay, let's say I have a business that sells affirmations or mindset coaching, okay, which I do. Okay, this is one of my business units. So let's say it's another Saturday or Sunday for me, and I'm going to write, have you ever wondered why is it that some sales people can learn the same techniques from the same teacher, go through the same program, yet experience completely different results? Why is that? As a professional salesperson myself, I've been through a similar problem. At some point, I knew it wasn't an external issue. Otherwise, why were my teammates able to perform? The only obvious variable was me, and I had to accept it. Eventually, I realized that I had several internal obstacles that prevented me from getting the results I want. They were limiting beliefs. After some research and study, I realized that beliefs were not fixed. We have the power to change them. Slowly but progressively, I began to affirm myself. I can be what I will to be. The first few days, nothing happened. But as I got on more and more sales calls, I noticed change. I stopped stammering. I stopped doubting myself. I'm gonna ignore the errors. This is more conversational than professional. I started to become more confident, and I focused more on the prospect's success rather than my own insecurities. At this point, nothing external changed, only a subtle shift in my beliefs. I stopped chasing, but more sales came towards me. So now we're going to circle back to the key point, or the starting of this copy. If you know that what you really need is an internal shift, take a break from the external pushing. Find what the void is, feel it, and heal it. You can be what you will to be. Yeah, I like to conclude with a nice emoji. That's my signature. You can find something you want. Okay, so I didn't really time this. I believe this might have been less than 10 minutes, right? So actually, I've fracked it to the point where, so here you can add a call to action, right? Or you can drop a CTA in the comments, like if you want my free affirmations guide, right? Or if you want to get access to a free training, you can put a call to action here, or you can just drop it in the comments, okay, depending on whether you want. For this post, I don't feel like I want to do it, so I'll just leave it as an inspirational post. Okay, so I want to walk you through the formula, which is the process. You can see when I write this, first of all, I keep each sentence short. A lot of people will just just make it a huge chunk like this, right? And you can see that if it's all one chunk, first of all, it's very difficult to read, right? Second of all, it's very difficult to edit. Like I might miss a mistake here, I might miss a typo here. So by spacing it out, it makes it very easy to read. And when you want to proofread your own thing, you just need to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, no mistake. 1, 2, 3, no mistake, no mistake, no mistake, no mistake. And even when you check, it's a very fast process. Okay, so keep the sentences short. This is a signature of the convo copy method. Okay, keep it short. And then the second time you read, you notice that some words you really don't need it. Like for example, this one. Why do I need to say more and more? Just more is enough. Okay, I can delete and. I can delete own. I can even delete this whole thing. If an internal shift is what we truly need. So now you see it's the same length. Alright, so I can do this forever until the copy becomes so short and so to the point, and it's so easy to read, and because it's so authentic and people can relate to it, it's gonna hit hard and it's gonna hit fast, right? But if you write a long essay, or you get ChatGPT to generate a long essay, okay, something like, let's say, look at this testimonial, okay, like someone wrote it for me. You see, it takes a lot of effort to read this, right? Although it's a brilliant testimonial, but it's not meant to be a copy. But some people write like this, right? But you see, if you keep it like this, it's very easy to read. Okay, delete words that aren't really needed, and then now you read it aloud. Okay, would this be more corporate, more professional, or can I say that, hey, I'm a salesperson myself, I've been through it, and I know that it's not an external issue. You read it aloud. Okay, otherwise, why my teammates can perform? The only different variable is me. So you read it aloud and say, would I talk to someone like this? If it's yes, then keep it. If it's no, then change it. Okay, this is a convo copy test. Now, this is the one that makes sure that your copy has the substance or the punch. You let your friend read it, let someone around you read it, and if they say that this way to affirm yourself, how can I learn more about this? Right? Or if you're a call to action, you say that there's a free guide. Okay, if you say, by the way, can I read the free guide? Okay, or can I have a look at maybe you have a sale and you're selling something for 47, right, or 97, and the person is like, this product seems really interesting, where can I have a look at it? Okay, you know that it is a great copy. But if they just say, oh wow, your copy looks interesting, your copy is great, okay, then it is not so much great, okay, because if the reader is close to actually get your call to action, or they're sold on this concept that you're talking about, you know that you have actually closed them. Okay, so you don't look at what they say, okay, you look at what they do. And if they want to get it, okay, the call to action, do they know what to do? Do they know exactly what to do? Okay, if you want my free guide on how to shift your beliefs, send me a message with the word free guide, and I'll send it over. Okay, so you need to be specific so that they know exactly what to do. Okay, so if you have your own business and you have things to sell, you have lead magnets to send out, you have programs that you want people to look at, this is really useful, because even when you're sleeping and you have made the post from like 2 weeks ago, 2 years ago, sometimes like you have still, it's a snowball effect. Like people will still watch your stuff, watch your videos, read your stuff, and if your call to action is this, like people will still keep sending you. Like today I've done hundreds and thousands of all this. Sometimes I have to ask the prospect, like, where is this from? Like which copy did you read this from, or which video that you, because I've totally forgot, you know, what I wrote about. Okay, so this is a great way to generate inbound calls, books, sales opportunities, okay, with a specific call to action. For the convo copy techniques, okay, when you produce a piece of content, anything that stops your reader from scrolling is a hook. Okay, if someone look at your stuff and they say like, why is this guy a fencer, or why is this guy jumping in the air, okay, that's enough for them to stop. If your thumbnail, what do you mean forever alone? Let me click. Okay, then that is a hook. Okay, so it can be a good image, it can be something that stops people from scrolling. In copywriting, the main one is actually the first sentence. Okay, so if you have a good hook that says that sometimes we can use a bit of negativity. Okay, some salespeople are doomed to fail before they even begin, and it's not even an external issue. Okay, so if you do something like this, if it pops and it stops on why doomed to fail? What's the second sentence? What do you mean it's not an external issue? Why you ask me, have you ever wondered? Okay, so I read. So if each line that you have closes the person to read the second line, you succeed. All the way close, all the way to here, that's a funnel itself. There's a psychological funnel that brings people from attention oh yes, I have a problem, I would like to know your process, and I would like to see what's your solution. Right? So from hell to process to heaven, it's a complete funnel in itself. Right? So it's a problem, process, solution, as I like to call it. First you say that, look, there is a problem that we need to look at. Okay, and the process is you have to affirm yourself internally. And the solution, the heaven, is that you can get more sales, you can be what you want to be, and here's the call to action. So if you look at every webinar, every landing page, every video, every copy, historically, all of them follow the same formula. Which first you have to sell what the problem is. Then I will be interested in your process. And when I look at your process, hey, that's interesting, so what's the solution? Then I'm interested in your solution. So technically, if you analyze all forms of marketing and sales, it has always been the same formula. Okay, so over time, when you write and you're like, Sean, I don't really want every piece of my copy to be a sales funnel. I don't want every piece of my copy to be a pitch. You can just make a point. Usually, it makes it even more relatable. Like, this is a hook, right? Why is a duck? Why is a duck on a sales call? Right? So this is an example of a copy to say that, hey, before every sales call, reach out to your prospect, send them a message. It's 2024. They know if it's a call, it's a sales call. Like, it's not about them getting sold. They might need to be sold by you, right? But if before the call, you let them know that, hey, here's something that can help you. I'm here for you. Okay, whether you become a client or not, I'm here to help you navigate through your problems. Okay, and deep down, the soul knows that, okay, you did this for me. The soul knows what is real. And you see, here, there's no call to action. Even in the comments, there's nothing to sell, there's nothing to pitch. I'm just here to make a point. Usually, these are the ones that really connect with people. Okay, like this. If you're a salesperson, there has to be a time for prospecting, generating leads. There has to be a time to nurture people. There has to be a time to push for sales. If you're not an offer, the game is the same. That's it. Okay, how much time do you think it took to generate this? This was probably, again, less than 5 minutes. Sometimes, like if you're buying food or you're traveling or you're even in the toilet, you can easily whip out 5-10 of these and then just sprinkle and distribute them throughout the week. Okay, so in the bigger scheme of things, the content that we create, boom, 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 right, is meant to generate eyeballs. It's meant to generate conversations, especially inbound with this kind of specific call to actions. Okay, and you have a choice whether you want to get the prospects on a call or not. If not, you can just tell them about your offers from there. Okay, and the intention is always for the reader, that one reader. It's like, what do I want you to know? I want you to know that you need to have balance in your activity. This is my intention. You have to start with the intention, and then you need to hold the intention there. Otherwise, it's like, what do I write? What do I write? What do I write? Writer's block, writer's block, writer's block, right? But if you say that, okay, I have an intention, which is I want my reader to benefit. I want my reader to know that you might not have an external problem. Like, I want this, it starts with a whole intention. Like maybe your spouse or your partner or your friend said something, right? And you realize that, oh my God, this person thinks they have an external problem. But what do you know? You know that it is an internal problem. Right? So now this is a hook. This is like, is everything always an external problem? You save this in your phone. You save this prompt on your notepad. And on your Saturday, on your Sunday, you take it out and you expand this. You type and type and type. But what is the intention? What is the starting point? It's like, I know people have this problem. I know they always have this back pain, or they always have this marketing problem. I know. You save that prompt and you say, okay, what can I help the reader to achieve? What do they need to understand? If you start from the starting point of how can I help someone really solve something, you will never get stuck. Your ideas will always flow. If you start from the starting point of how can I help someone, how can I give people something of value, and you just hold it there, you realize that the ideas, it will just flow out. Oh, this is not for me. This is for the reader. And imagine when the reader receives this, it's like, wow, your intention I can see, your energy I can tell. Like, you did this to give me something, a dose of motivation, to share a personal story, to help me, and you're not even trying to sell anything. Oh, this is amazing. Okay, so you have to hold the intention, and before you realize it, all your prompts are out, all your copy is out, and if it's not perfect, never mind. People can see your authenticity. People can tell that you're trying. People can tell that you're different from everyone else, which is pitching, selling, and that's what's gonna set you apart. That's the true art of conversational. This is why it's conversational. So I've already demonstrated here. Okay, and what about the images we use? If there's something unique about you, maybe you know that you have a good physique. Okay, maybe you know that you're really good at creating graphics. Maybe you know that you're good with using AI, or you're good on videos. Like, I don't know what your edge is. Like, some people are really good at just creating simple graphics. Now, I don't know what your X factor is, okay, but you gotta use it, because if it's something that stands out, okay, don't say that, well, but nobody does it. Don't say that, I'm not sure if this is appropriate. Trust yourself. Like, there's a reason why you are you. There's a reason why people follow you. There's gonna be better coaches out there. There's always gonna be more established gurus out there. But you gotta look at your own journey. You gotta look at the things that you're passionate about and draw from them to create your X factor. I know that when I show all this, my competitors, they don't have. My competitors didn't fence in the national team. They were not a national athlete, right? They did not teach martial arts before, right? They did not do the things that I've done before. So sometimes, even if it's a weakness, okay, you can say that, hey, I'm not based in the UK, I'm not based in the US, I'm not based in Canada. Well, guess what? That's me. So how can I turn it into an advantage? Well, I made a commitment, to never get into a 9-to-5, to travel the world, to pursue my passion. So a lot of the things that you think is your weakness, okay, you see this one, 56 likes. A lot of these things you think it might be your weakness, but actually, if you're authentic about it, if you are just raw about it, it becomes your strength. Okay, this one, essentially, it was me, and my followers at the time, they knew. You see this one, 104 likes. This one was me, my first time going to Canada. I've never been there before. But because I hit my sales target, my influencer, he sponsored my trip to Canada. He said, come, you fly to Canada, train with me, we'll learn from Bob Proctor together, I pay for your flight, I pay for your Airbnb, because you hit the targets I promised. And I just shared this story. And my followers at the time, they knew what I was going through. Right? So if you're just authentic about the images you use, the story you tell, it's really going to outperform all the so-called gurus and all that people can't relate to them. So show your most authentic and raw side. Okay? Just give it to them. And a quick note about, sometimes people, when they write about a problem, they make jokes about it, right? And it gets a lot of engagement. And some people, they really want to just complain about the problem, and because it's so relatable, it attracts a crowd. But this is the wrong crowd, because this is the crowd that comes in and jokes and makes fun of the problem, but nobody has a solution. So you gotta be the one that say, yeah, it's funny, yep, it's relatable, it's an everyday problem, yes. And my take on this is that here's something we can do. right? So for example, even in the closer space, some people would say that, oh, this business, has a problem, and they laugh, right? Or this salesperson has a problem and they laugh, and then everybody come in and laugh. So what's the solution, right? So you gotta be the one that comes in with a practical solution, so that first of all you stand out. Second of all, the lurkers who come in and pay in full, they don't engage, they don't follow you, they don't subscribe. But when they come in, they pay in full. These are how the high quality lurker clients behave. So when everyone comes in and they say, oh, I disqualified this business, I disqualified that business, ha ha ha, okay, don't do that. You be the one that come in and say, here's how I've done it differently. Here's a solution I would like to provide. I follow up more. I create content of value. I try to nurture and educate the leads on my free time. So it's not so much that the businesses are unqualified. Maybe some of them are, but for me, I try to make myself a qualified closer. Okay, this is how, even when I had no experience as a writer, a setter, or a closer, I was able to get incredible opportunities, because people would look at my work and say, okay, this guy is not joking about problems, he's not complaining. He is one of the rare few that's giving something of value. So you gotta be that person, and people will notice it. Your prospects will notice it. People with the opportunities you want will notice it, and they will come in and say, I want to work with you. Okay? And another thing about your own journey. When earlier on I said that we want to repel. Where is it? Earlier on when I said we want to repel the people we don't want, and we want to attract the clients that we want. A huge part of this is about your own experiences, your own personal experiences. And you might say that, well, it's just, a very normal thing. It's not. If you are a parent, there's a lot of stories in there. If you have a husband, if you have a wife, I know there's a lot of stories in there. If you have worked in the corporate world for 10, 20 years, I know there's a ton of stories in there. Stories where you learned a lot of personal lessons. Stories where you've been through a ton of chaos. Stories where you climbed certain mountains, you crossed certain milestones, and in there, it actually shows the kind of character that you have. In there, it shows the values that you have. So you might teach fitness. You might be a fitness coach, right? And there are more established fitness coaches out there. There are more established fitness gurus out there. They are more polished, they have more experience, and you might be just 1, 2, 3, 5 years old, right? But because of your specific experiences, you'll be able to strike a chord with people that specifically want the character and the values and the bridges that you have crossed, just because they have similar experiences. So don't underestimate your own stories. Don't underestimate your own small victories. Keep a vault, open up a document, an Excel sheet, and just record all the big and small stories inside. Okay, this will give you content for years and years to use. And even if you just get on a call with me right now and you tell me what happened to you yesterday. To you, it might be everyday things. To you, it might, I just had a conversation with my spouse. To you, it might be, I went out to buy something. I can tell you there's already 3 to 5 stories in there that you can use that links to the service or product or whatever that you want to sell, and it can make such a huge impact. You know why? Because there's you in there. Your competitor is not in there. The established guru is not in there. It's you. And that is what your audience wants. You. Okay, and a quick note about the context of the platform. you have to read the room. Sometimes in Facebook, okay, you have to write a certain way. It's a less pitchy, more engaging, more conversational, more authentic. Okay, Instagram also, you can have more of a different side of your personality. Okay, and then of course if it's email, it can be more lengthy. If it's actually video, I love video. Video is the part where you really can make a lot of impact. Okay, so sense the context and then you just adjust accordingly. Don't go to LinkedIn and write about like a really personal thing. Don't go to YouTube and start a blog. Like, read the room and then express yourself accordingly. So if you're already a seasoned business owner, I hope that what I've shared today can give you a different inspiration to say that we don't really need to spend days just to write stuff. Be smart about it. Block time out. Saturdays and Sundays we write, and then that's it. We don't waste any more time losing ourselves in creating content. Even if you just create one video a week, you sit down and you record a video, 10-20 minutes. This video can be chopped up into a quote on Instagram. It can be chopped up into a short post on Facebook. It can be chopped up into a short on YouTube. So it's about working smart. Okay, it's about creating a connection while working smart. And if you're totally new to this, okay, start now. Go to your Instagram. I know you have an Instagram, okay? I know you have a Facebook. Go there and like right now, just say I've seen a training today and I know I need to write, and here I am. I wanna show up right now, okay? And it doesn't have to be perfect. Just start, because once you start, you'll keep going. If you never start, you'll never go. Just start writing. Okay, and follow me on Facebook. Okay, at the Sean Sena. Just search for Sean Lim. Okay, this is my profile, and it's the one with the check mark. Okay, and you can see the things that I write daily. Okay, I want you to drop me an ad, reach out, send me a message. Okay, you can just learn from the way I write. Okay, you can see my call to actions and the launches that I have. And on Facebook, I am Sean X Sena. This one, again, with the one with the tick. Okay, and YouTube is Sean Sena. Okay, LinkedIn is Sean Sena as well. Because I want to see what you write. I want to see you grow. I want to see you become more and more consistent, more confident, and I'm really excited to see your voice. Like, what's special, your X factor. I want to see it all come out over time. If you're a seller or closer, I want to see that the stuff you write. Okay, and you cannot say that, hey Sean, how to do it. This was my account when I was a closer with no experience. You scroll all the way down. Okay, I put my learnings in here, I put my wins in here, and I use it to attract so many amazing opportunities inbound for me to write and set and close for them. You don't believe me? You scroll all the way down, see the time here, 19 July 2018. Okay, the date doesn't lie. So I've been living this for 6+ years now, and you can do the same. If you start now, okay, then 6 years later, in 2030, or depending on when you're watching this, you're going to be a master at this. You want to create eyeballs, you know how to do it. You know how to generate leads for yourself, for other businesses, for you as a seller or closer to create self-sufficiency or remote independence, you know how to do it. You need to book 3-5 sales calls this week, you know how to do it. You have a launch coming, you want to sell a low ticket offer, high ticket offer, you know how to do it. And because you're so seasoned in expressing yourself, okay, you really have the freedom that a lot of people don't have, just because they're not good with the language. They are good with the language, they have a skill, but they don't dare to put themselves out there. Or they put themselves out there, but they are not themselves, they're not authentic. So if you start today and this discipline becomes a part of you, in the years to come, especially with AI and everything being online, you will really have a superpower that a lot of people have a hard time building. This is the conversational copywriting training. I hope you've enjoyed it. Leave a comment below. Let me know who you are, where you're from, what is it you sell, what are the challenges that you're currently facing, and what would be a future video that you would like me to make and cover. Any comments, questions, or feedback, just reach out on social media, send me a message. My name is Sean, and I will see you in the next video. Cheers.